AFTV. Sheroy, I can see the disappointment in your face. Before the game, he was quite optimistic that we could get a win, but we imploded, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. And one of the reasons I was optimistic was the messages coming out of the camp and what Arteta was saying we're visualising tomorrow being our night. We want to go there, play football the way that we want to play football. And then you look at the way we start. We press them aggressively. Martinelli gets in behind nicely. They get nervous. They give us possession. I'm thinking, shaping up to be a good day here. And then we do what we've done all too often this season. I mean, I can rattle off the Odegaard penalty given away against United, Xhaka giving away a penalty against City, Gabriel getting sent off, 2 silly yellows, quick in succession, dropping points there. We have a red card against Wolves, have to hold out for a point where we could have got 3 there. And we've done the same thing again today. And it's not even just one instance of ill discipline because we gave away a penalty and got a red card. You know, it's not, these aren't games where, we give away a penalty. We give away a penalty and then we get a man sent off far too often. And this isn't unique to this season. We actually did this quite a bit last season too, and it cost us.
What's causing this?
And I know it might sound ridiculous, and this isn't an excuse, but I genuinely believe that the manager and the players want this so much that perhaps they just get a bit too fired up for these games, you know, and they lose their heads. But the best managers and the best players can detach themselves from the emotion of a game and they can go out there and do their job, right? And that's what we ought to have done. I think Rob Holding will probably be mortified when he watches that back because he will know how ridiculous that second yellow was. That was a straight red in my mind. The penalty, look, I mean, having looked at it again, I understand why it was given, but it was particularly soft, especially in a derby. The referee today, I don't think he managed the game in the way that a derby ought to be managed. I think it was set up for penalties and red cards the way he goes, but that ultimately, as a neutral, is not something I think you want to see. You want to see a good, tight game of football, which is what that would have been had the referee not been so interventionist. But I can't blame the referee for what he did there because it was a red and the penalty may have been a little bit soft. But I'm really, really heartbroken today. I can't lie. I can't hide it.
It's still in our hands, though, Sheroy. It's still in our hands. There's 2 games to go. Newcastle away, Monday night. Tottenham play on Sunday. We'll know what, 12 o'clock on Sunday. We'll know what their result is. But regardless of that, we know we got to go there on Monday, get a win those last 2 games, and the top 4 is ours. Can we do it?
Yeah, firmly believe we can. I mean, we've reacted to losses quite well throughout the season. I mean, I know that on the watch-along, there was a lot made of the fact that sometimes we lose more than one on the bounce, but we lost against Liverpool, and then we won the week after immediately. I think it was Leicester and Villa, or maybe it was just Villa. I can't remember exactly. But the reason I'm not too discouraged today is it wasn't a horrible performance from the outset. We were actually looking quite good until the ill discipline kicked in. So it's not like we weren't playing our football or we looked out of rhythm or that's not what the problem was. If that was the case, I would have been a bit more worried about Newcastle and Everton. I think the reason I'm so disappointed is one, it's Tottenham and you don't want to lose a North London derby ever, certainly not by 3 goals unanswered. I mean, that was a demolishing today, and that's never pleasant. But I'm also disappointed because I was almost like all week I was envisaging us doing it at their ground, and I was picturing that, and I thought what a wonderful historic moment that would be for the fans and the club and the way that we could springboard. Perhaps I got a bit too ahead of myself because I know that this club rarely makes it easy for itself. But I think going away to Newcastle, the only real concern for me is I want to know who we have fit at centre-back. I don't know how bad...
Because Gabriel looked like he limped off.
Yeah, and they were reluctant to bring White on, which I think may have been protective. It's not that he wasn't fit, but let's say Gabriel doesn't start. I think maybe we're looking at Tomiyasu centre-back then with White. They've not done that before. And then you're looking at Cedric right back, Tavares left back. Now that is slightly less stable than I would like. And I know a lot of people are saying Newcastle are safe, but Palace, Brighton and Southampton were safe, Rob. And look at what happened there. So the fact that a team's safe isn't necessarily our saving grace. And Everton obviously may well need points on the last day of the season, and they do have some players that can punish you if you're not at it. But honestly, looking at the way that we reacted with Chelsea, United, West Ham, Leeds, I have no doubt in my mind that these players want it. Looking at the way that we played today, from the outset, I have no doubt in my mind that these players want it. If anything, I think they wanted it a bit too much and started being silly. I think what Mikel Arteta needs to do now is take the sting out of this, take the emotion out of this and say, you're better than Newcastle, you're better than Everton. Tottenham had their day today, fine. We beat them at ours, they beat us at theirs. We need to go and finish this job now. I think top 4 is definitely on. And look, I love perspective. And at the beginning of this season, if I asked you, if you asked me, if we ask all the pundits on Sky Sports and BT Sport, even if we ask Mikel Arteta maybe, would you take occupying fourth with 2 games to go, knowing that you have Newcastle and Everton next? The answer would be hell yes. You know, and that's where I am with it.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.